Good morning, Lutterworth College, and welcome back. Busy time, I know. So here is our thought for the week. Now then, the theme is rules for happiness, okay? And it's by a guy called Immanuel Kant, who was a German philosopher in the 18th century and early 19th century. And he says this: rules for happiness. Something to do, someone to love, and something to hope for. Very good. Okay, now, rules for happiness. The search for happiness, there could be a little bit of an error in that. In as much as happiness is not the game, it's not the end game, it's not where we end up. Hopefully, happiness is something we find on the way through life in all that we do. And I do like what he said. It's a bit ambiguous, but something to do. We do need to be busy. We need to be getting on with things in life. You cannot be happy doing nothing. It doesn't work like that. We need to be busy. We need to be doing stuff in life. Someone to love. Love is vital. Love is really, really important. So that's quite fantastic. Something to hope for. Hope is something that we really, really do need in our lives. That you're looking for, that you're going in a direction, that you're wanting to win, wanting to gain. Hope is really quite fantastic. Okay then, well, this is good. We really do need to think about this. It's quite a big subject, actually, looking for happiness and the rules for happiness. Can I just say that going through life, difficulties will probably come your way. And that's not a negative thing, it's a bit of reality. One thing I have learnt in life is actually all of us struggle at some time. All of us have struggles. And excuse me, I love the quote from The Lord of the Rings. And it's this bit where Frodo is really struggling with the whole mission of taking the ring back. And he said, I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened. And then Gandalf says to him, so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the times that are given to us. And I know it's only a novel, it's only a book, but that's really quite an amazing saying, that is, because life lands in your lap, things happen, and it really is up to us how we deal with that and what we do with that, whether we become a victim or whether we are a victor in those circumstances. And I have to say, and we can't really go much further without mentioning the terror attacks that have happened over the last fortnight. And in actual fact, they've been happening all over the world. You know, there's some real bad stuff going on. And it is heartbreaking. It's absolutely devastating for so many families. What is coming through, especially at the huge concert last night, the One Love Manchester concert, which is absolutely quite astonishing. If you've seen bits of it, you might have seen all of it. But it's people coming together and declaring they are not going to hate. Whatever happens, they are not going to hate, because hate is not a good road to anywhere. Hate always loses. It always loses. I mean, the biggest probably the instant of this must be the Second World War. It came together through hate. And you could say some of the people who were hating had big reasons to hate, but hate never wins. It never wins. And there's the absolute devastation that happened in those years was quite phenomenal. And I remember just last year talking to a man in his 90s who was in the RAF during the Second World War. And I said, if you could sum it up, what would you say? And he went, I think the Second World War was just a great big waste of time. And I thought, wow, that's actually phenomenal. you know, all the terrible things that happened, all that death and killing, and at the end of the day, it just all settled down, and nobody was better off because of it. And that is what happens when hate drives something. And right now we're seeing a lot of hatred, but we're also seeing the love shining through, which is absolutely fantastic. So what's the Christian angle on this? Well, there's a little book in the Bible called Philippians, and the Apostle Paul says this: whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. It's dwell on those things. Dwell on the wonderful things in life. And then he says, I've learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learnt the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all things through him, Jesus, who gives me strength. So there is the Christian element straight in there. But there's all that advice in difficult times, in good times. Dwell on the good. Dwell on the good always. And it really is down to us how we respond to difficult circumstances. So there's a little bit of a twist in that, and it's really thinking about what is the road to happiness. What are the rules of happiness? Something to do, someone to love, something to hope for. But whatever happens, it really is down to us on how we react in those situations. Okay, well, God bless you. Have a fantastic week.